a potato.
Yo, what's up guys? This is a video for the best starter gaming PC of 2017, and if you guys happen to enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's get right into the build. The first part I'm going to talk about today is the CPU, and the CPU we have in store for this computer is the AMD FX 6350 Black Edition. It is an AM3 Plus socket CPU with DDR3 speed capabilities and is a hexa-core processor at 3.9 GHz without hyperthreading. And I think it's a great starter CPU for anyone getting into computer building, and the price comes around 99 bucks. So the second part we're going to talk about is the ASUS M5A97R2.0 motherboard. And the great thing about this motherboard is it has a USB 3.0 socket on the board, which means you can plug in a cable that leads to the case that has USB 3.0 capabilities on it, so you can have up to 150 megabytes per second read and write speed when transferring files through USB. And this motherboard features quad channel RAM DIMM slots and 2 PCIe slots, which means you have the choice of 2 GPUs SLI together, which is pretty sick. And it as well has an AM3 Plus socket for CPUs and only features DDR3 RAM, and the price comes out around $90 to $100. So the RAM we have in store for this build is nothing fancy with RGB lighting and stuff like that. It is just two 4GB HyperX Fury Ram sticks at 1866 MHz. With 8 gigs of RAM, you should be able to play games without bottlenecks, but you will always have the choice of upgrading to 16 gigs of RAM since there are 4 DIMM slots, and the RAM sticks cost $68. So when people talk about gaming computers, the first thing they ask is, what's your GPU? So the GPU, or graphics card, is the main thing most people can agree on that makes or breaks a gaming computer. So for this build, I chose the XFX RX 460 4GB version at 1200 MHz. This is a great beginner graphics card, and if you're not planning on playing everything maxed out settings on intense games, you should be fine. But if you really want high graphics settings, then you'll have to pay more for a 6GB or 8GB graphics card. And this card comes about around $140, which is not too bad for a graphics card in my opinion. The next item for this build is the PSU. The PSU, or power supply unit, is the Seagate S12 80 Plus bronze certified 620 watt power supply. This will be more than enough to fuel all of your hardware without worrying about bottlenecks, and this is priced around $50. And last but not least is the hard drive, which is the 500GB Seagate Barracuda spinner at 7,200 rounds per minute, which is all you need. But if you want to also invest, you can invest into a solid state drive, which the one I have is a crucial 256GB SSD, and the Barracuda is about $45 and the SSD costs around $100. And the case we have for this build is an Enermax Ostrog, which has a USB 3.0 port on the front header and is a fairly cheap windowed case at around $40. And without further ado, let's see how this bad boy runs.
Once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be trying to come out with more content, and with that being said, he has a name and cringe is a game. I'll catch you guys there.